Can cinema ever reach absolute reality? Is it possible to be a completely neutral filmmaker? And if so, is that even desirable? Filmmaking is always a process of choice, where the camera stands, what it follows, what it leaves outside the frame. Documentary cinema continues to search for truth. Nanook of the North and Chronicle of a Summer both run after reality, but in very different ways. Nanook of the North played a foundational role in establishing misrepresentative practices in nonfiction filmmaking, including the renaming of its subject for white audiences and the construction of stage scenes under the guise of authenticity. The building of the igloo is one of the most celebrated sequences in the film, but interior photography presented a problem. Building an igloo large enough for a camera to enter resulted in collapse, and inside was too dark for photography. Film was actually shot in a special tree-walled igloo for Flattery's camera so that there would be enough light for it to capture interior shots. Hunting tools pulled overdated and staged. But beneath the surface of authenticity, many of the film's most iconic images were carefully constructed. Nearly 40 years later, Chronicle of a Summer, 1961, imagines a different intimacy with truth, with portable cameras and synchronized sound used for the first time by John Rush and Edgar Morin. The filmmakers step into the image, asking questions rather than explaining and documenting still. Rush calls it an experiment in cinema vérité, not an answer, but a question posed the idea of non-fiction cinema. Its reflexivity is not the meaning itself, but the place where meaning begins. The movie begins with a series of interviews. Two participants ask Parisians a simple question: "Are you happy?" From there, the film moves into longer conversations with people chosen from the filmmaker's own circles. As the film develops, this question of happiness becomes closely connected to the politics and to people's ability to speak openly and freely expressing themselves. As Marceline walks through the Place de la Concorde, her first fractured time, the shattering of her family during the war, the death of her father, and her return to Paris after her liberation. Those brief scenes definitely mark the film's place in history and cast a dark illumination on all the discussions that precede it and follow, which also raise the question of whether it was real emotions or not. The camera follows, not the resolve, but the witness. In the end, both films search for direct cinema and the passion of showing the real, but pure reality in cinema may be impossible. Cinema verité does not promise reality as fact. It reveals reality as a question. What they reveal instead of its reality of the filmmaker's eye, limited by choice, technology, and position. The desire for neutral filmmaking may never be fulfilled, but the desire to search for truth remains. Through visuality and the filmmaker's gaze, these documentaries become more than records of reality. They become acts of responsibility, reflection, and art.